The CIA was the biggest drug dealer in the world. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a young man by the name of Reuben Simpson, who reached out to me because his case is more than interesting, people. I mean, his case is so interesting that it left me emotionally disturbed. But that's a good thing that it left me emotionally disturbed, because when I'm writing or when I'm covering subject, I like for my commentary or my viewpoint to come from a personal place, you know. So I like to develop some levels of passion when I'm talking about a situation. If the subject that I'm talking about doesn't feel real to me, then I think it's just fiction. I don't do fiction. So I am kind of happy that I took Reuben Simpson's case so personal, and I'm going to run the story by you guys and then share my opinion of it on camera, and then wait for you guys to tell me what you think of his situation. So Reuben's mother and father are Jamaican citizens who migrated to the United States of America. And Reuben's father was enlisted in the US Army and at some point was posted in Germany. While he was posted in Germany, he was joined by his wife, and while he was there on tour, Ruben was born. Ruben was born in Germany, which some people know as Deutschland, but technically, because he was born in a US Army base, he is considered to have been born in US soil. So from my point of view, that's an open and shut case. But after the tour ended and Ruben's parents wanted to go back to the United States of America, they had to have some form of documentation and registration for the baby. Upon contacting the relevant authorities of the United States of America explained that it was impossible for him to have a US birth certificate, which didn't make much sense to me. However, they were forced for Ruben to get a German birth certificate. How they got that, I don't know. But they actually got a German birth certificate, and Ruben was admitted to the United States of America on a temporary residence. Make a long story short, this child, who in my eyes is an American citizen that was born overseas, it's a bit like Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence was born in Germany under the same circumstances. Martin Lawrence was born in Germany because his dad was serving in the US Army in Germany, and he came back to the United States of America and he's declared a US citizen. But the technical difference there was that Martin Lawrence's parents were and are US citizens. Reuben's parents were Jamaican citizens at the time, just green card holders. Either way, to me, it doesn't matter. Reuben got back to the United States of America and eventually he had a green card. I still can't understand why or how he had a green card, because if he was issued a green card, he had to have been issued a green card as a German citizen. A German citizen in the United States of America with Jamaican parents, because he could not have been issued a green card as a Jamaican citizen because he was never born in Jamaica and he has never set foot in Jamaica before. Moving along with the story, this American kid, that I will call him an American kid anyway, was doing what American kids do. He was living in New Jersey, somewhere that I am quite familiar with. And according to Reuben's testimony, New Jersey was littered with drugs. There was drug dealers, there was drug users everywhere. For people who live outside of the United States of America, this is probably a far-fetched imagination for them. For me, it's easy to imagine. Reuben told a story that led to his conviction of having drugs in his possession. I won't get into the story because I would like y'all to watch his story. But Reuben found himself in a situation where he was arrested and charged for possession of narcotics, and he was given 2 to 5 year sentence. After doing his time, Reuben was ultimately deported to Jamaica. Madness, right? There are so many things wrong with Reuben's situation, and there's so many things wrong with his dilemma. I am pleased to have had the opportunity to shout it out on my channel, because it is clear that he has been railroaded and deported to no man's land. He doesn't know Jamaica. He's an alien in Jamaica. Anyway, the part that got me emotionally disturbed was how they got Reuben to be in Jamaica. Because remember now, in order for a country to accept you as a deportee, the country that's deporting you has to have evidence that you are from that country. Without documentation which validates that you're a citizen of that country cannot accept you as a deportee, and the country that's deporting you cannot deport you to that country. So it is clear that Reuben was railroaded. Was the Jamaican government in on this for a cheap check? I don't know, but here's what happened. Reuben somehow got to Jamaica with a documentation with his picture and his name on it. After arriving in Jamaica and his documentation was being reviewed, he realized that the documentation puts him to be born in somewhere like 1957. It is clear by eyes, by physical visual capture, that this young man could not have been born in 1957. However, after they list out a few more details that was in his documentation, what the United States of America did was put his face, his name, and his father's information on this document and deported him to Jamaica. Wickedness, evil intent, evil action. So if you're human, you can understand how that struck an emotional chord in me, because that is just evil on a different kind of level. You know, that is just evil. And then on top of sending him to Jamaica, considering that he knows no one in Jamaica and he had nowhere to go in Jamaica, they had to take him to the gun court. So he went to Jamaica and again was in lockup. This is a human rights violation on so many levels. He is American and he should have been issued an American birth certificate despite the nationality of his parents, especially with the fact that his father was overseas defending the United States of America land and its citizens. That's an insult to the service of his father as a military man, and that's an insult to Ruben as a human being. I mean, a baby was born in prison in America by a Jamaican mother, and that baby received U.S. birth certificate. So I don't see why Reuben, who was born on a U.S. overseas military installation, received a birth certificate of the country. I don't know why Germany issued that birth certificate. To my knowledge, Reuben was born on the military base. The only way I could see Germany issuing a birth certificate for Reuben is if they actually went off base and had the baby in a normal hospital. Anyway, I have a message to Reuben, and as a matter of fact, I have a message for every black and brown people that are living in the United States of America, have lived in the United States of America, been deported from the United States of America, or left the United States of America on their own. Because as I was watching the video that was sent through to me, I saw two demeanors on Reuben. I saw one that he's sad and he wants to get back home to his mother and his brother and his dad and the people that he know and the place that he know is home. I can't hold that against him. And the second thing that I see in his demeanor is as if he had a sense of shame. And I want to knock that sense of shame out of the ballpark with my following words. Do not let any human being, especially adults, let you feel like you're less of a human being because you were convicted of a crime and you went to jail. None of us are perfect people. And when it comes to crime, crimes are one of two things. Crimes are when people are caught by the officials of law breaking rules. In another way, crimes can be defined as people who were framed and defined as criminal. Crime is a man-made term, but crime is committed every day. And if people in all countries of the world want to get technical with their man-made written law, we all could be arrested tomorrow for something that we said or something that we do, because there are some ridiculous rules in this world. So have no shame in being human. You were an American kid that was growing up in America, in Black America as a matter of fact, doing what Black kids do. Babies cry, teenagers experiment, and human beings make mistakes. That's the circle of our lives. When we're passed on and gone, the next batch will do the same thing. Newborn baby will always cry. Teenagers will always try something new. They will always be tempted. And human beings will always make mistakes that we have to learn off. So have no regret. Do not hate yourself or do not feel bad in yourself because you were being human. When I was growing up as a child, okay, I didn't drink and I didn't smoke. But that was not to impress anybody. That was just my preferences. But it didn't stop me from taking a $5 note out of my mom's pocketbook when she wasn't looking. Does that make me a thief? In some people's eye, I would be a thief. If my mother probably wasn't Jamaican, she probably would have pressed charges against me in the United States of America and locked me up. But considering that my mother was Jamaican, is Jamaican, my mother didn't see it as a crime. My mother just seeing it like I was being a teenager. So what's crime to some people? To other people, it's just teens being teens. Do not let anybody convince you or label you to be a drug dealer. You know why? In the United States of America, especially in the 1990s, the CIA was the biggest drug dealer in the world. If you read the history or research the history of drugs and narcotics in the United States of America, you will learn that the CIA were the ones who brought tons of kilos of cocaine and other narcotics in the inner city where there were poor Black and brown people. That is like putting candy in a jar in the presence of children and tell them, don't be tempted and don't take any. In the United States of America, in the inner city, the CIA littered the neighborhoods from the East Coast to the West Coast of Black people and Hispanic people with raw cocaine and crack cocaine, while they took away all the jobs from these people and only allow establishments of gun shops and liquor store to exist. And when these same people take the drugs that the CIA put into the neighborhood, the CIA locked them up and called them drug dealers. Madness. So do not let anybody in the United States of America and or in Jamaica brand you as a drug dealer. You were a pawn in a game of chess. And more than anything, you are a Black man. I'm a Black man. I'm proud to be Black. And I'm never ever trying to be something that I'm not. And unlike being in Jamaica, when you're in America, whether you're born in America or whether you migrated to America as a Black person and a Hispanic person, the color of your skin no longer represents only a race. The color of your skin represents a culture, represents a certain behavior. And if you don't adapt to that behavior, you are now an Uncle Tom, a Black person who wants to please the white or wants to be like the white. And then the whites never quite accepted you and the Blacks don't accept you. So you have to be who you are. I'm a proud Black man and I will never ever deny my race or the culture of my race, and I will wear and bear all the prices that I have to pay as a Black person, whether that be a criminal record in the United States of America or whether that be an unsavory opinion of me. I'm so Black that I know that if I was born during the times of slavery, I would have been one of those swinging from a tree. I wouldn't live long because I'm that kind of Black person. I don't believe in bowing to the masters. I believe in dying for my personal beliefs, standing up for my right, and holding my own dignity. I'm not one of those scared Black men. I'm not one of those Black people that wants to please Mr. Blue Eye. No, I respect white people. I respect Chinese people. I respect people of all races. But I would not try to be like them. I would not try to belittle them, but I would not also put them above me. People are people, and I believe in equality. We should see each other as human beings. So do not let anybody put thumbs down on you and let you feel like you're less of a human being, because you know what? The United States of America set a trap for me. I got caught in the trap. Now I should call myself the bad guy. Most of the people that I look up to in this world, they happens to be black and brown people. But that doesn't mean there's no white person that I look up to. I mean, I look up to Abraham Lincoln. He's white. But most of the black people that I look up to, they're not even just black or brown. They've been locked up. They all have a criminal record. I'm talking about Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Geronimo, Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, and all the disciples of Jesus Christ. They all had criminal records. But in my eyes, they are heroes. And I've taken pages out of their book in order to instill certain disciplines in me. Does that mean I only harbor criminal friends, or I'm only a fan of criminals? It doesn't really matter to me what other people think of me. And I would like Ruben and other people, ex-cons or people who have been branded as criminal, to look into themselves. Do not let anybody take away who you truly are from you. Criminals and criminality are based on technicality. For all those people who find shame in being deported, I mean, let's talk about the word deported. You know, the word deported, what does it mean? It just means one being moved from one port to the next. And if that is its true definition, then returning residents to Jamaica and to their native land deport themselves all the time. I don't hear anybody making a big deal out of it. People, including myself, I've gotten up one day and just go, I'm going back home. That's me deporting myself. Does that mean because I left my own country, I can't go back? Whether I was sent back by force or whether I decide on my own that, oh, I've had enough of this. I'm going back where things make sense to me. The sad thing about a lot of Jamaicans that have migrated from Jamaica is that the country that they migrated to, whether that be USA, Canada, England, or wherever, the sad thing is that they leave Jamaica and they go to these countries and they imprison themselves. Because outside of Jamaica and this country, they've never been anywhere else. Is that fair to explore the rest of the world? Or is that just being complacent? What's that about? Jamaican people, black people, brown people, people worldwide, see the world. Since I've left the United States of America, I must have visited more than 22 countries of this world. It gives you an enrichment. It gives you a boost of knowledge and intelligence to see how other people live, to learn other people's culture, to see what other people think of your nationality, your skin color, your race and overall. It's a lot of lesson in traveling. The beauty of traveling is that you no longer will speculate because you know for a fact, because you were there, you saw it for yourself. As far as the United States are concerned, I just think their rules are all over the place. The United States of America expect immigrants to come to their country and be perfect human beings. It is impossible. How are you going to be perfect? You want us to be perfect human beings while you are not perfect human beings. The United States of America can keep its green card if me having a gun will get me deported, while their country is littered with guns. Their amendment gives you the right to have a gun. The United States of America can keep its green card if me having drugs in my possession is going to get me deported, while their streets are littered with drugs. They provide these drugs. Who do you think brought the drugs into the United States of America? Like I said, in the 1990s, I have evidence that it was the CIA. I don't know about now. I mean, Reuben's case is of recent. I don't know about now. But the more things change, it's kind of like the more it remains the same. So would I be surprised that it's still the United States government that's bringing crack into the neighborhood? I wouldn't be surprised. The United States of America can keep its residence permit and its green card if me losing my temper or hitting somebody with my car in an accident is going to get me deported. And their rules are too biased. I mean, how many of you guys know that Venus Williams, the superstar tennis player, had hit somebody with her car not so long ago and that person died? I mean, if Venus was from Jamaica, she would have been deported. But because there's a lot of white sponsors and Venus is an American pride, Nobody didn't even hear about that. That was just hush hush and Venus just get on with her life. See, the hypocrisy of the United States of America is this. If Jamaicans go to America and do anything great, go online, Google them. They title them Americans. But if Jamaican do something that technically breaks one of the United States of American law, go online. They are Jamaican. I mean, Lee Boyd Malvo is a Jamaican. Why? Because he's involved in the DC sniper. However, Sherry Lee Ralph or Colin Powell, they are branded as Americans. So when it comes to the United States of America and wordplay, words is my area. That's my area. I will toot my own horn and say I'm a wordsmith. Words is my area. So when I read a lot of the description or wordings of the United States of America, mainstream media or its politicians, they oftentimes makes me laugh. Anyway, it should be really clear as to how Ruben's stories had gotten under my skin and upset me. The sad thing is that the status of people like Ruben does not only represent Ruben, but represents a lot of people that have set foot in the United States of America. My channel is about learning and teaching, but at the same time, my channel is about aiding. I would like to help everybody that's been served with a dish of injustice. And Ruben is one of those people. With my legal expertise, I am willing to invest my time and effort, free of cost, to dig into your case and help you as much in your situation so you can get what you want. And it's not because I think of America as a great place. It's because I think that's where you truly belong. That's where you are a citizen. If your parents and other relatives were living in Jamaica, I would just say, you know what, it's just one of those things and it depends on you. Do you like country over family? So maybe you should stay where your family is. But in your case, your family is actually in the United States of America, and I would do anything and everything to try and get you back to be with your family. But at the same time, keep your head up, you know, be strong. Don't fall into depression. And in every situation in life, if you get the smoke out of your eyes, you'll realize that there's a lesson there. There's something of value there that can strengthen you. It's time for me to big up some people.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
I want to big up Andre Bonner, Watchman Awakens, and I want to big up Empress D.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
And that's pretty much it for today, people. Let me know what you think about this situation. Let me know what you think about Ruben's status at the moment. I'm going to put all the links that he shared with me in the description section of this video, so check them out. They're heart-wrenching, but at the same time, they do expose a certain cruelty and reality of the world that we live in. As usual, I welcome thumbs up, thumbs down, agreement, disagreement, because at the end of the day, each one teach one. Until next time, people. Peace.